Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I am Barry P. Cook, and I'm here today because a few days ago, Disney dropped an entertainment info bomb on the world. That's the only way I can really describe it. They had an investor day, and they told everybody who invests in the company and everybody else as well, just what they're going to be coming out with in the next year or so. And wow, was it a lot. So there was Star Wars related stuff, and there was Marvel related stuff, and then there was some stuff that wasn't related to either. I'm going to run down the list of stuff, and I'm going to have more to say about some things than other things. But basically, here it is. We'll start with the Star Wars stuff. They're going to be doing a series called Star Wars The Acolyte. That's a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the period between 100 and 300 years before the events of Episode 4. So way before the Clone Wars. Star Wars Visions will be a series of 10 animated short films that celebrate the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of anime creators. So it's going to be Star Wars anime. That should be interesting. Star Wars A Droid Story will be an animated Disney Plus movie featuring a new character that is guided through its story by R2-D2 and C-3PO. So that'll be interesting. Not Anthony. What's his name there that does C-3PO? I'm drawing a blank. I interviewed the man once and I can't remember his name. Anthony Daniels will be happy to have the work. Star Wars Lando, naturally about Lando Calrissian, is being called an event or limited series for Disney Plus. No word on who will be playing Lando, or what stage of his life it takes place in. By limited series, I guess it's only going to be 8 to 10 episodes. It's going to be kind of short. So that's the story on that. Rogue Squadron will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride and move the saga into the future era of the galaxy post-Episode 9, I'm thinking? So there's that. Obi-Wan takes place 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. This is a series. Hayden Christensen's been cast as Vader, and they're talking about how he's going to play the part with the helmet off at some point. My guess is that he'll have the helmet on most of the time that you see him, but that there might be a scene where he's, being medically treated or meditating or whatever it is that he was doing in his little pod in Empire Strikes Back or something similar where the helmet's off. So that'll be interesting. Of course, they're doing a series based on Ahsoka, which I think will be great. Rosario Dawson was great in The Mandalorian as Ahsoka, so I can't wait to see that series. Rangers of the New Republic. This is going to be a live-action series set within the timeline of The Mandalorian that will intersect with future stories and culminate into a cinematic story event. Now, people have speculated that somewhere along the line, somewhere buried in all of this, is a plan on behalf of Disney to take the characters of one or many of these shows or movies to a sort of multiverse type situation within Star Wars, where they're going to end up essentially erasing the trilogy sequel, the sequel trilogy, from the official Star Wars canon. I don't think that that's necessary, but a lot of people do, so we'll have to see if it actually happens. It wouldn't be for a while if it does, but a lot of people will be happy about that because they don't like the sequel trilogy. at all. I didn't think much of the films, especially after the first viewing. I thought that, Episode 7 was basically a retread of Episode 4, and not as good. I thought that there were problems with Episode 8, not the least of which is the handling of Luke Skywalker. But I've watched Episode 8 and Episode 9 a second time recently, and I think they sort of mitigated the damage done to Luke Skywalker in Episode 8 by having him show up in Episode 9. I know that's not going to do it for everybody, but it kind of worked for me. I think Episode 9 was a much better movie than I originally thought it was. On first viewing, of course, I have a problem with Kylo Ren. I think the character is terrible, so there's sort of no way to take the stain or the taint of that character out of those movies. So even upon second viewing, where I thought it was better, it could only get so good with him in it. I just think it was a terrible character. People complain about Rey, but like Kylo Ren, forget it. Horrible character. Anyway, so this is all speculation. We have no idea if this is going to happen, but this is the speculation. And they did mention here a cinematic story event, or a climactic story event, rather. So we'll have to see what that's about. Andor will be a tense, nail-biting spy thriller, focusing on rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One, set just after the events of that film. So that's a little bit more of that pre-Episode 4, post-Clone Wars series kind of stuff that we got from Rogue One. So that'll be interesting. Bad Batch is an animated series about the so-called Bad Batch of clone troopers introduced during the Clone Wars series. I thought that the couple of episodes of that series that they were in were good. I thought that the different characters that were in that small group of so-called Bad Batch soldiers was interesting, in that they had quirks that the regular troopers didn't, and their quirks differed from each other. So I liked that. I don't know that I want to see a series about it. So who knows if I'll watch that. There are some of these that I'm definitely going to watch. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka, those I know for sure I'm going to watch. The rest of it, don't know that it interests me. I also have a concern about all of this Star Wars stuff, because you'll notice none of it is in the same time period as any of the other of it. Or some of it is, actually, but they're not all in the same time period as each other. Some take place before Episode 4, some take place long before Episode 4, some take place after Episode 6. Some take place after Episode 9. It's all over the place. And I don't see how anybody could watch this much Star Wars content and not be confused unless they're a super, super Star Wars diehard. Especially when they're going to be years apart. Because, we were in this time period on this show, but now it's a year later, and this show is out, but we're in this time period. Now, what did they say about the time period that came just before that in the other show? I don't remember. And what did they say about the time period that comes right after that in the other show? Oh, I don't remember. I don't, it's going to be, I wouldn't be doing all of this content in different time periods if I were Disney. I don't know why they think it's a good idea. But they make tons of money doing what they do, and so far I haven't made anything doing this. So I don't know. Maybe they know a little better. But yeah, I can't wait to see Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm very much looking forward to the Ahsoka series, and that's about it on this list of Star Wars stuff. But there you go. So let's move on to the Marvel stuff. They introduced a whole bunch of Marvel projects that are going to be coming. And again, I think we're looking at something where not everything is going to take place in the same time period. So, oh boy, it's going to be fun keeping track of it all. But with the Marvel stuff, we're kind of already at that point. Star Wars too, but there's not quite as much Star Wars content as the Marvel Cinematic Universe has, unless I'm not thinking of certain things, some things. But anyway, here's what they're coming out with for Marvel. They're going to be doing Ant-Man 3. It's going to be called Quantumania, which is a very interesting title. It's going to feature Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie Long. She's going to be played by Catherine Newton from Freaky and Big Little Lies. And the villain in this film is going to be Kang the Conqueror. I liked the first two Ant-Man films. I think Paul Rudd does a real good job. Of course, love Evangeline Lilly. Especially enjoyed meeting her a couple years ago at Boston Comic Con. So I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be good. We're going to get a Captain Marvel 2. Didn't think much of the Captain Marvel movie. I don't have any opinion whatsoever on all the Brie Larson stuff. I haven't paid a great deal of attention to it. I think it's a bunch of nonsense on both sides. But I thought the movie was okay, and Captain Marvel 2, will probably be okay. I thought the character did a good job in Avengers Endgame. I was glad to see her there, so there's that. We're also going to be getting Secret Invasion. That's going to be a show based on Marvel Comics' Secret Invasion series, featuring Nick Fury and Skrull agent Tolos as they deal with a secret Skrull invasion, interestingly enough, on Earth. Next we have Ironheart. That's a series with Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, a young black girl from inner city Chicago who reverse engineers Tony Stark's armor to become the protector of her neighborhood. We're going to get Armor Wars, a series based on a comic of the same name that depicts the darker side of what happens when Iron Man tech falls into the wrong hands. Don Cheadle will return in this as War Machine. That'll be good. Don Cheadle's cool. What If? This is a very interesting thing that's going to be coming out. What If is a series based on the comic of the same name that will explore scenarios involving our favorite heroes and characters from the Marvel Universe that play out a little bit differently than what we're used to. So if you've seen the trailer, you know that we're going to get a Peggy Carter, Captain England, or Captain Britain, or Captain UK. We're going to get a sort of zombie Captain America somewhere in there. A bunch of other stuff is going to be depicted that didn't happen in the actual Marvel Universe. So that should be very cool. And the animation style looks great, so I'm looking forward to that. Of course, we're getting WandaVision. I can't wait to watch that. That looks like it's going to be very cool. Eternals is a film about how, after an unexpected tragedy following the events of Avengers Endgame, the Eternals, an immortal alien race created by the Celestials, who have secretly lived on Earth for over 7,000 years, reunite to protect humanity from their evil counterparts, the Deviants. We're also going to be getting a Black Panther 2, obviously without the T'Challa character. Well, I say obviously. I mean obviously without Chadwick Boseman. But also, it's been announced that the T'Challa character will not be in the film. They will not recast the part, which I think is the proper thing to do. Rumor has it that that T'Challa's sister is going to take up the mantle of the Black Panther, which I think will be quite awesome, personally, because I liked her character in the movie, the first movie. We're going to get Thor Love and Thunder. We knew this. We've known it for a while. We're going to get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, another series I cannot wait for. It looks very good in the trailer that's just come out. We're going to get a Fantastic Four reboot, and the Fantastic Four is going to be brought now into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm looking forward to this. I've never been one of those people who had a whole lot of hate for the Fantastic Four movies that we've had up to this point. Were the first two fantastic? Not really. The reboot that came out a couple of years ago was wildly and widely panned and didn't do very well. I saw it, and I don't understand why either of those things ended up being the case. I thought it was pretty good. So I think it's unfortunate that that movie didn't do well. But now we're going to get more Fantastic Four, different cast inside the Marvel Cinematic Universe this time, so connected to Avengers and Iron Man and the Thor and Spider-Man and all that. So I'm looking forward to that. I like the Fantastic Four. We're going to get Moon Knight. That's a series centering on the character Mark Spector, a.k.a. Moon Knight. a complex vigilante who suffers from dissociative identity disorder. These multiple identities who live inside him are distinct characters in the series and will appear against the backdrop of Egyptian iconography. That should be interesting. I don't know much about Moon Knight. I think I will check this out to see if I like it, and hopefully I will. We're going to get a series called I Am Groot that will apparently feature Baby Groot, along with several new and unusual characters in a series of shorts. Okay. She-Hulk is coming, and it has been confirmed now that Tatiana Maslany will play the titular character, which I'm stoked about. She's a great actor. I love her performances in everything she's been in. So I'm totally looking forward to this. Mark Ruffalo is going to appear in it as Bruce Banner the Hulk, so I'm totally looking forward to this. They're going to do Blade again. They're going to bring him into the MCU. That show will feature Mahershala Ali from Green Book and Free State of Jones. We're going to get Black Widow, of course, which we've known about. There's going to be a Hawkeye series, so that'll be coming. Hawkeye, not the biggest fan favorite, to my understanding, but his now grown-up daughter's going to be in it, because she, I guess, becomes a superhero archer type in the Marvel Universe as well. She's going to be played by Haley Steinfeld, or was it Haley Steinfeld or Haley Steinfeld? She's going to be in it, so that'll be worth checking out. We're going to get Miss Marvel. She's a Muslim superhero in the Marvel Universe. People have mixed feelings about this as well. I might check it out just for the heck of it. You know, I don't have any negative preconceptions about it, so I'll probably check it out. We're going to get a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That seems like it's going to be weird, but I love the Guardians of the Galaxy, so definitely looking forward to that. Doctor Strange 2, as we know, is coming. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Loved the first Doctor Strange movie. Loved the character in, when he showed up in the Avengers. So I'm totally looking forward to that. We're getting a Loki series. I've seen the trailer for that. That looks crazy good. Though I'm not a big fan of the Loki character because he's a jerk. But, I'm looking forward to that. It looks really good. Then we're going to get some non-Marvel Universe stuff. We're going to get Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, unless that is Marvel, and I'm forgetting. Anyway, we're getting that. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The undisputed master of Kung Fu, Shang-Chi, seeks peace and harmony in a weary world while opposing those who would tear it down, and will confront the past he thought he left behind when he's drawn into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization. I have no idea what any of that is, but I may check this out. I'm a fan of martial arts stuff, so that'll be worth checking out. And then we're getting another Indiana Jones. We're getting Indiana Jones 5. Harrison Ford is returning to play the title character. Always liked Indiana Jones. The first movie is fantastic. The next few that came out, I guess, were okay. Can't say that I ever thought they were as good as the first one. I thought he was a little long in the tooth to be playing him in the last one, and he's much longer in the tooth now, so I'm not sure what he's thinking about, coming back to do this. I'm not sure what the producers are thinking. I know what they're thinking. They're thinking money. But, I don't know. I'm dubious, but we shall see. Because it's on the slate, folks. What I want to know about the Indiana Jones thing is, why is he doing 5? He's down to do 5 of these films now. He's done 4. He's doing the 5th one. Why only 4 as Han Solo? Harrison Ford. And why did you want out at the end of your 3rd outing as the character, which you then made happen in your 4th outing? Why have you deprived us of Han Solo, but you're willing to churn out Indiana Jones more than you are willing to be Han Solo? Why is this? This does not sit well with me. We're also going to be getting Willow. It's a sequel series that's going to take place years after the events of the original film. I never saw this movie, but some people have, apparently. So they're doing a sequel series. Ron Howard's returning to the project as executive producer alongside original star Warwick Davis, which will be interesting because he's a lot older now and hasn't played the part in a very long time. So this will be interesting. Quick note about Warwick Davis. I once had lunch with Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2 in most of the Star Wars films that the character appeared in. Quite by accident. I was at a convention. I did an interview with him quickly for a radio show I was working on at the time. And then I went to have lunch in like the little cafeteria area with my my co-host for another show that I had at the time that I was also going to use the interview for. We're just sitting there eating our lunch, and who walks up but Kenny Davis and says in his English accent, "Hello guys, do you mind if I sit with you for lunch?" We were like, "Mind? Are you kidding?" So Kenny Davis sat with us and had lunch, and we didn't ask him stuff, but he was telling us about Warwick Davis and how how Warwick Davis, I guess, thought that from Star Wars and Willow he was going to go on to be like a big leading man, and how Kenny Baker had sort of scoffed at it and told him, "What are you, crazy? You're a little person. That's never going to happen." And I didn't say anything, but at the time I was thinking, geez, he probably didn't really have a chance at that, but did you have to crush the man's dreams? I thought it was a little harsh of Mr. Kenny Baker to do that, but I wasn't going to say anything. Maybe it was just tough love. I don't know. But anyway, that's my Kenny Baker, Warwick Davis story. But I think that covers everything that's coming out. It's going to be a very exciting time in the next couple of years for Marvel fans, for Star Wars fans, for fans of adventure entertainment in general. So, we've got a lot to look forward to. I have a Disney Plus subscription already, but I think they're hoping this will drive subscriptions, and I'm betting they're right. It will. Hopefully by the time a lot of these film projects come out, theaters are back up and running and everybody can go, without fear of getting sick, since the vaccine has just come out in the United States and, other countries where these things will be released. So strap in, folks. Strap in. I will be back in a few days with my review of Season 3, Episode 10 of Star Trek Discovery, and then the next day or the day after that, my review of The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 8. And perhaps in the meantime, if we get any other news. It seems like every 5 seconds some news is coming out about all of these projects now that they've been announced. But a lot of it is stuff we've kind of covered before when it was in the rumor stage. So I don't really think I'll be doing any videos as these confirmations start to come in. But if anything significant happens, I'll be back. We got a trailer for Batwoman Season 2 now, but I've already talked about that. I've shown you the set photos. There wasn't a lot to be gleaned from the trailer that came out, so, people continue to be dubious about it. That's nothing new, so no reason to talk about that. But, yeah, so there you have it. For now, I will again say, my friends, peace and long life.